symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
What's happening, everybody? The Job Guys back with you one more time. Nitro Nick is here. Ryan is here as well. And we're here to talk about Backlash. First pay-per-view of the, new John Cena era, the 17 champion heel Cena era. Going back to his roots. He's going back to fighting Randy Orton in his hometown of St. Louis. Nick, a smaller pay-per-view once again after Mania, where we have just 5 matches on the card. Main event went quite a long time. We will start there. But as always, before we do, sum up the whole night for me. How you feeling about it? Star rating out of 10, A through F. What do you got?
Ryan, I hate to do that. I like a 4 or a 3.5.
In my opinion, that sucked.
Was it the worst pay-per-view ever? Absolutely not. I can't see myself watching this ever again. I always ask myself that. Yeah. A 5 is at least maybe I would watch it again. I can't give it a 5. Had maybe one match I thought was really good. I got issues with the other ones, I guess. But I'll give it, if we're going into the match, it was kind of a different feel to see Cena Orton for the 25th time, but Cena was the bad guy. I don't know, Ryan. I just think overall, I just was kind of very uneventful pay-per-view to me.
Online, absolutely loved this pay-per-view.
I figured.
Absolutely loved it.
Why?
I started checking it out after the first match and just went through everything, and then especially the last 2 matches, I was incredibly shocked that people were like, this was great, this was great, this was great. I didn't hate it, and I didn't not like it as much as you did, but I was underwhelmed. I wasn't expecting a ton, but there was a few things that you thought maybe could happen. Bailey, no Bailey. Goldberg, no Goldberg. Not that you rely everything on things like that, but again, I'm with you. Whereas I don't think it sucked, but will I ever go watch it again? No. And I'll probably forget half of what happened in a couple of 100%. Weeks. But so yeah, I hate to do that too, because if other people online, and the people watching this agree with the people online, they aren't maybe going to be too happy with us on that.
Let's get into the match, and maybe we can clarify some things where we saw some issues here or there, some things that maybe bugged, and maybe, I don't know if maybe people felt differently on what we saw. I don't know.
Yeah, well, they definitely did in the main event. From everything I saw, I mean, people really liked it. I think the lowest grade I saw was like a 7. Let's start there with the last match. Cena Orton. Cena wins, as he did at Mania, using the belt, knocking Orton out, as a heel would do, although a whole lot happened before that. But Cena
Russo showed up and booked the match.
It was a deuce.
It felt like Russo booked the end of this match.
Well,
man.
dude, I texted 4 or 5 different people and said, has Russo booked the last 4 pay-per-views?
It was the drizzle and deuces.
Yeah,
going back to Elimination Chamber, night 1 and 2 of Mania, and now this. I mean, go ahead, Nick. Overbooked City is what I have written down.
Overall, it did have some cool moments, the fighting outside, there was some good actual wrestling in this match. I thought they really murdered each guy's finisher real well. I don't know how. I mean, each guy kicked out multiple times, used each other's finisher on each other, kicked out of finishers through tables. That got a little over the top. And then Randy RKOing, like these guys just standing there waiting to get RKO'd at the end. We can't get a ref.
Well, that's how you got the crowd, I guess, because they're like, all right, we're in Randy's hometown. They want to see RKO. So they RKO'd everybody in the building. Except the ref. Were there only 2 refs in the building, apparently? Where was that girl ref at? Jessica Carr.
Maybe it was too dangerous.
She on her lunch break? Like, why did she not come down? They could only send 2 refs down. Then after that, they have to send 15 backstage officials to all stand there and get RKO.
And the general manager's not qualified to make a 3 count or something. Like, he couldn't even come down and swear himself in. I don't know. It just seemed like, and I get it, they're giving the fans that. It just looked very Attitude Era. I don't know when Randy started delivering those RKOs.
The finish to the last 4 pay-per-views have been very Attitude Era.
A big, fat, nasty deuce.
Yeah, I think
Chaos Circus Russo.
That Cody Roman match, where Cody wins the belt. Everybody fell in love with that thing, and I like it. I think it's a great freaking match. Great ending to the Bloodline story, all that. It's wonderful. Or partial ending, if you will. But they seem to kind of try to recreate these moments in every match. The low blow now is the most dangerous move in wrestling.
Well, that's Cena. He's a heel. He low blows you and hits you with the belt.
It just seems weird, though. You've been RKO'd 45 times or, an attitude adjustment 45 times, and that does it. I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, again, I didn't
nutshot will knock you out, man.
That is true. I didn't hate the match. It was just a lot of finishers and a lot of circusness.
Circusness.
If that's a word, I guess.
It is
Russo mania, if you will. Yeah. I don't know, Ryan. It just was a little bit much for me. But again, it wasn't the worst match ever. Cena continues. Hopefully, I guess they're just spacing them out, and we'll get them.
Here we
because we got
again.
A lot of shows.
Nick, we've said it going back before this even, but the big one, here we go. Put it on repeat. WrestleMania 17. People love that match, but the finish of that match, in my mind, ruins the entire match. I know you feel the same way. We just had a draft of greatest matches of all time. 4 people, 15 rounds. That went in the 12th round, which means it was like the 48th pick.
It was the Shedeur Sanders of our draft. Like,
oh, we should just end right now. There ain't nothing beating that one. But no, the end of matches can and cannot ruin things. And look at everybody with the Cody match. Everybody saying, man, it ruined it. It absolutely ruined it with the way that ended. This, I don't think it was that bad. And I don't think anybody really thought Orton was winning. So I didn't need 15 ref bumps. I didn't need all the kickouts. We didn't even mention R-Truth comes out and stops Orton from punching Cena in the head. Then he gets RKO'd, and then low blow, belt shot, 1, 2, 3. All of a sudden, the ref came back to life, right?
I know. That was the police showing up at the end of the movie. Right. Right as
But again, like, where was Little Nate yet? Where was Jessica Carr at? They didn't have any other referees. Like, were they eating a bologna sandwich and catering?
They had like 12 security people sitting
where
around there. So yeah, I don't know.
It's nothing I didn't expect. It was just like what I expected times by 100.
It was just a lot. Yes.
Yeah. And
like you said, I think you nailed. They're trying to make sure Randy Orton the fans get a good Orton night. I mean, he's not going to win the belt. I mean, there was 0 chance in my mind he was walking out of this with the title. No. I don't know what you would do, why you would do that. But again, like I said, it's not the worst match ever. It just kind of went over the top a little bit. Yeah. But Cena moves on, and we got the R-Truth.
I've seen people think he might fight Cena at the Saturday Night's Main Event. Now, that'd be a quick turn. That's in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, is it 2? Yeah, 2 weeks to the day. What do we think? Because we have not spoken on here since Cena won the belt. We had talked a little bit in our preview show to Mania, what we thought about Cena, how we thought it was going, all that. Now we've had a few more days. What do we think? And now another match that we think underwhelmed. Other people apparently don't. Where are you at with the whole turn here?
Little disappointed at this point in time. There's not been the same promo keeps getting cut basically every week, so that's kind of gotten like do something. Yeah, kick a basketball away from a kid after you promised him $100 if he can do it. You know,
Right.
like just I get it. You're mad at us, okay, but the other one, I mean,
But Cena is announced to be there.
that would have some intrigue. I bet you if he doesn't fight Truth, something will probably happen with Truth. I was really excited to see Cena run here a little bit. We hadn't seen it. Something new. The bloodline's kind of over. We're kind of looking stale
Kinda.
around here.
We're on version 3 now,
Yeah.
as we'll get to in a second.
So, but I just need more, man. This for anybody out there is like this is the better turn. They rated the turns better than Hogan. I mean, just get out of here. I couldn't leave the TV after Hogan turn
For about
man.
3 years.
Yeah, and I'm still watching them now, sadly. But yeah, there you got the.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I don't know. Let's hope for something more. Just come on, do something to make me hate you. You still got half the crowds cheering you, and I know they will. But let's get some hate on this guy.
I would think in a normal world, Cena and Orton would fight again. But being that we're on like a 6-month timeline here, they're not going to fight again, are they?
I don't think so. Especially, I mean, how many matches does he have in the tank? We're going to do 2 with Orton.
Well, and you saw the rope burns that he had, tonight.
Yeah, I'd rather move on and even see maybe, Punk would be cool.
All right, let's go back to the beginning and then run all the way back through those 4 matches. Back at the beginning, we begin U.S. title match. It's a 4-way. It is Jacob Fatu. He's the champ. Drew McIntyre, L.A. Knight, the former champ, and Damian Priest. This one ends with Priest up on something, throwing himself and Drew through a table. Allegedly, Drew did hit his head. I don't know if that's true. Triple H is speaking as we are talking. So we'll see if there's any update then. But anyway, they were knocked out, and then you're in the ring. Fatu pins L.A. Knight with the help of Solo Sikoa, who comes out. And then he's got a buddy with him. Jeff Cobb is here. Jeff Cobb, who's been spending the last week or so telling everyone he's retired. We know how that works. If you're retired, you're showing up pretty soon. So he does. He is here. He is Samoan. It looked like Solo didn't clue Jacob in on that, so that's even more split between those two guys, probably setting up a SummerSlam match or something here at some point, which we've been waiting for. So anyway, Solo hires Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb helps. Jacob retains, but he didn't look too happy about it at the end. What do you think about this match?
I hope Drew's okay. I did notice that when he got slammed through there, it looked like his head should have landed a little bit further back on the table.
Right,
it looked like the head went off. Yeah, no, looked like the head went off the whatever was there, either a light carpet or actual cement.
Or the cement, yeah.
Yeah. So let's hope that's okay. But yeah, I don't know. The match was okay. Got some highlights in for each person. The ring, damn, getting them down to the ring took forever though, man.
It was 4 dudes.
Yeah, so that I noticed that, but I don't know, Ryan. It was all right. I just don't know much about Jeff Cobb. Am I supposed to?
Like, so, I mean, he's a Japan guy. He's been around. Okay, I only know him because of the same reaction I had about 5 years ago that a lot of people had tonight online. They're going, who is this? Who is this? That's the reaction I had when he showed up in AEW like 5 years ago.
Who in the blue hell are you?
That's
I thought
Jeff
I remembered
Cobb.
him.
And I'm like, kind of name is that? Hey, here's Steve Thomas. You know, like, what kind of name is that? Especially when you got like Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, Sola Sokoa, Roman Reigns, Jeff Cobb. All right, yeah, all right, Jeff. But yeah, there was rumors that he was going to join because apparently he is Samoan. Whatever. I have not really seen him go outside of a few AEW matches,
He didn't
which
last
I was just
long
like,
in AEW, did he?
well, they didn't do anything with him either. Like here's one for you. I don't know if you've heard this. They did like no character build with the guy or like told you, you know, I don't know who he is, where he came from. You know, none of that. Can you believe that?
No, that's shocking. They never do that.
Complete shocker. So yeah. We will
Because
see.
I don't watch Japan, so I don't know who this guy is if he was big over there. I don't watch AAA or Steve's Backyard Brawl or whatever everybody else is supposed to. I'm supposed to
Jeff's
watch.
Backyard.
Yeah, So I'm wondering. Like, I hope he works out. I hope he's good. I just don't. Everybody just expects like you don't watch New Japan on Tuesday nights at 3 a.m. No,
because I'm too busy watching Japanese baseball. That too, What do you mean you don't watch China NBA?
So are we bloodlining 3.0, Ryan?
This would be I guess it's 2.5. I don't know. I have no idea because it's still solo, right?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. So,
but
your thoughts on the match? Obviously they had a whole lot to live up to after the four-way at Mania. They had a lot to live up to, after that match. But it's bigger dudes. They did some nice power moves. There was a few things that were real cool. Again, Jacob, where he got like suplexed off the top, but then turned it into a senton and then did a suicide dive after that. I mean,
they did a good job of letting each guy have some showcase time to get out there and dominate the match for a minute. No, I don't think it was like worked as good as the WrestleMania match, but I guess it was a decent match. But I'm ready for the US title to go back to singles now, man. This is a lot of matches in the last little bit, if you count things like Elimination Chamber and the Rumble, and that there's just a lot of dudes in one match, man. Like, or dudettes, if you will, too. Like, there's just, it's just a lot. It's the single just match, mano-y-mano, based on an angle is seemingly missing in a lot of areas, man. So... Well, Ryan, even John Cena and Orton, what really was the feud?
Orton literally just came out and smoked him. And what we were saying, they should have left Cody laying that way. Oh, no wonder he's not on TV, because we had a feeling he wasn't going to be on TV for a while, which he has not been since Mania. Okay, The Rock or Cena or whoever leaves him laying. Orton comes to defend his friend. That makes sense. No, there was no angle. It was just like, oh, you're the champ. I'm going to try to beat you. All right. I mean, I guess.
Every week, Orton just one-upped him with an RKO. So you were just like, okay, now he's going to win the match. Right. Yeah, it just, I don't know. It just wasn't the greatest build that they've had out of their legendary matches of the past.
All right. I just want to know how big is Samoa, man? Like, how many are there? How many more dudes are there coming?
And do you worry a little? I worry a little that they're putting too many in when we don't really know who they all are. Like, I still don't. Tonga Loa, Tonga. Now we got Cobb. We got Solo is not really over anymore, in my opinion. That guy's kind of lost a lot. Jacob has kind of supplanted him as the top guy. You're trying to build Jimmy and Jay, who that's kind of tough.
What's Jimmy doing?
Yeah, we worried about tag teams. Ryan, you break them up.
Somebody's got to be Janetti. Yeah. I can't hear it, but Cena is at the press conference, and R-Truth just interrupted it. So, and he's like yelling in Cena's face about something.
I just want to tell you.
Next up, IC Ladies title match. It is the man, Becky Lynch, taking on Bird Girl, who once again looked like a literal bird as she comes
And her
to
name
the ring.
is Lyra Valkyrie, dude. Like
Valkyria,
it's not Valkyria,
which
sorry.
whatever that means.
It's not going to work. I'm just telling me, like, this is not working. This gimmick is
Dude,
not going to work.
I
It's
can't
a
with the
bird.
wings, dude. I can't.
No,
she
it's not
she
gonna
literally looks like she grew like it's something out of a Disney movie. Or like, oh, I'm sorry, Lyra,
and
you
I
don't
don't
have
know-
arms. You have
Yeah.
feathers.
And I don't know. I'm not saying that she's unusable or can't be a
she can
wrestler.
work.
She can. Yeah. The way this is pitched, that my name is Lyra Valkyria and I have vulture wings and like bird nest in my hair.
Who thought up that crap?
It's not working. I thought it made Becky look bad tonight. I thought Becky, she kicked out of a million manhandle slams. You know, they both did. I don't know. I
just
didn't think
can't
the match,
with the picture of her standing there without
yeah,
arms. It don't work for me, brother.
It's like the Rooster 2.0, man. It's bad. I mean, it is. It's bad. It's not. I can't see this main eventing a pay-per-view, or WrestleMania, or something like that. It's a bird.
She like her promo. They've actually let her talk finally the last 2 weeks, and it's been okay. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
she's not terrible.
I think maybe we're getting somewhere. Maybe all right. Let me back off Bird Girl a little bit. I'll give you a little. Let me see what you got against Becky. Nope. Then she comes out and goes, caca, caca. Like, nope. Nope.
It's not.
I'm like,
Nope.
you don't have arms. Why don't you fly to the ring? I don't know. And then, dude,
yeah.
then I don't know if you were paying attention or not, because I was barely paying attention. Did you see Bird Boy at ringside?
I did not see Bird Boy.
You didn't see Bird Boy?
Oh, her
Becky.
boyfriend?
Yeah, Bird
yes.
Boy.
Oh, yeah, it was brought her over there. Okay, yeah, Bird Boy. Yeah,
Bird Boy.
Yeah, he was.
Now, once again, we are wrong according to the internet. Everything I saw online was like, this match is amazing. You got to let Lyra cook. I saw people that were like,
I didn't think it was
she
the worst match
so cool.
ever, but it was not. I wouldn't say it was like good.
Well, let me tell you who did get roasted online tonight. Bird Boy. Bird Boy didn't. He was getting trashed a little bit, and I looked him up. He is a wrestler, and he wrestles somewhere in Europe. He's also from Dublin, whatever.
Okay. All right.
He looks like he belongs in a tag team with Speedball Mike, and I'm just gonna that. I mean. So this match, for the 4 people that are now still watching, thought it was fine. Whatever.
It wasn't bad. Like she's just a bird. Okay.
They look like a cock-a-doodle-doo. Cock-a-doodle-doo.
What about the finish? Did you like the finish?
And it was weird. I was okay. I don't know what happened. Is she really hurt or
something looked wrong? No, well, Becky went for the 15th manhandle and then didn't do it, and then rolled her up. And
I don't know.
Becky jumped into, I know it was a switch, and then she got rolled up, but she jumped into it, and the whole thing just looked sloppy. It didn't look good. But
yeah, I didn't think too much of it, but it did not flow well, and I thought she was hurt. I thought something happened, and they just maybe had to alter the finish or something like that. But again, maybe she wasn't. Maybe it was supposed to make it look, sell it. Now maybe they'll put her in a vulture face, like one of those things.
She got hit right in the beak.
Like those healer masks from the mid ages,
Good grief, dude. Yeah, this gimmick, dude. And I mean, how many times now Becky has turned back and forth numerous times? How many times has Charlotte flipped back and forth? Like, we can't flip this girl to something else, you know?
Well, the thing is,
But
I
she
think
can work.
I
And
think
she sounds
yeah,
like she
she's
might be
not-
able to talk. I just don't
not
want to
bad.
hear cockle doodle doo.
No, it's not. Gimmick sauce.
Yeah, this is another one. I saw nothing but positives on this match, and I just couldn't get over the freaking Wings and Bird Boy.
No,
And
you
the
can't.
finish, I thought the finish was sloppy. I'm sorry. I did.
Who was that guy in Impact? Shark Boy? Like, I mean, I
Well,
just
Shark Boy.
like, you can't unsee that, man. Like, it just like you're Shark Boy, dude. Like, there's not.
I'm not a fish.
Oh, frick. Okay, let's move on. Another title match. Dominic Mysterio, the champ. He's taking on Penta. Pretty
Match
cool
of the
move.
night.
They
I
sold
thought
it.
match of the night.
Match of the
I,
night. Okay.
I thought the
Suicide
best
dive
worked one.
turned into a DDT. By
Beautiful.
Dominic.
That was nice. Both of them, you could see Penta actually made sure and that Dom got around his neck. They worked really well, I thought, all match together, the two of those guys.
I thought it was good.
I did
we'll
too.
end it just El Grande Americano comes out,
awesome.
hits Penta
Awesome.
with the loaded head.
Head.
The loaded head, and then a frog splash for the win. Anything else stand out to you about the match other than you think it's the best match
People
all
are
night?
starting to cheer Dom a little bit.
Well,
They
did the European champ.
They did
tonight.
it. They did, but they did it Mania too. I mean, they were behind
They were
him and
nuts at Mania.
And
Nuts.
tonight, even when they were fighting, there was a split crowd. You had people pushing both ways in that match, man. And
I would say it was like 80-20, to be honest. Like,
yeah, I hope he has a decent run with this title. We got to do something about Judgment Day, man. Like, this is just dragging on. And for all these people that got released, and I don't mean this like how is Carlito still on your roster?
I had a friend watching it with me, and that's the first thing that came out of his mouth. First thing. He's like, how does this guy have a job?
Well, he's praying that Judgment Day stays because that's the only way I think he remains on in this company, if you will, because he's just a goon in the group, and that's it.
We only have a few minutes here, and we have one more match. I'm going to let you just go right off the top. One that was intriguing because you didn't know what the heck it was going to be. Gunther, the former champ, taking on Pat McAfee. We know what happened. They got in a little tussle with Michael Cole. Pat came to his rescue. He got choked out. Okay, there we go. A lot of people thought Goldberg was going to show up and save McAfee here. I said if he doesn't, this match should go 10 seconds.
That's
it did
what
not.
I thought too.
But Gunther still wins. What do you think about it? This is another one. A lot of people loved it.
I thought this match should have made the Cena Lesnar match at SummerSlam look like a better match, like a closer match. Like, I thought Gunther should have murdered him, but I was okay with it up until, I don't know, they got to a point where they started standing and throwing blows too much. I can't have Pat McAfee throwing blows with your top freaking guy, or at least one of your top guys in the company.
I did like the chops when he'd hit him, and then Gunther would be like, I did like that because that makes sense. I don't like when two dudes normally stand there and trade. They did stand there and trade.
Yeah, you can't. As bad as I don't like it when two wrestlers do it, I can deal with it because they're both tough guys. They're wrestlers.
Right.
This guy's a podcasting announcer. He can't.
Kicker.
He can't be in there throwing. And it'd be one thing if he's throwing with Dom. It's another thing if he's throwing with Gunther. You can't. I thought the match made Gunther look bad. A little bit. I don't think it'll kill him. I think they got away with it. I think the ending, the Rick Rude, Bobby Heenan WrestleMania 5
finish
try by Michael Cole was kind of cool. That was the only second I thought maybe, well, they're going to do this maybe for a second here. But I'm glad Gunther won. That was the important thing, because I don't even think like trying to hide this with interference or something would have been good for Gunther. Michael Cole's an announcer. I get that you're trying. Not Michael Cole, Pat McAfee, but I get it. He's still a huge name. I mean, he's maybe the biggest podcast guy on ESPN or in the nation. I don't know. You would know more than me. So you're on a low pay-per-view right after WrestleMania. We're getting into the downtime of wrestling. You need to sell it. This guy's on. I get it. I just don't know that I like him going. What do you go, 10, 15 more?
Oh, at least 15 minutes.
You know,
at least.
That's just rough. That's just rough. It's one thing, like I said, if it's El Grande Americano and Pat McAfee, I'm sorry, but not Gunther, not Roman, not, Drew McIntyre. He can't do that with those guys.
I wasn't happy with how long it went, but I was entertained. It was better than I thought it would be, even though it was just like a chop fest pretty much, and then he'd get German suplex or something like that. It was better than I thought it would be, and I'm not furious with how long it went. It's tough for me. And they tried to tell the story too. Okay, you got him beat. Just pin him. So they're telling you, well, this match could have only went 5 minutes had Gunther allowed it to go 5. So that all made sense.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not huge with Cole trying to get in the ring with Pat and him. That was like, what are you going to do? You're going to get murdered. But it made sense. I just thought it was a hair too long. And by a hair, like probably cut in half. Overall, though, Nick, you were a little disappointed. Were you hoping or thinking, okay, Bailey's going to come out here, or Goldberg, or somebody other than Jeff Cobb?
I would have liked to seen Goldberg show up. That would have been cool. I would have rather had Bailey help Lyra beat than clean freaking pin my girl.
Well, and then once Jeff Cobb came out, though, I'm like, well, Bailey's not coming out now because they just had somebody come back,
Well, Bliss just returned on SmackDown. So, I don't know, but I was just expecting more. Wasn't really feeling these, like, again, the women's match to the U.S. title match was not the guys are all participants fine, whatever, but it was just dudes all thrown in a cluster of a match, man. Right. And like we said, the Orton Cena feud wasn't really great, man. The story wasn't really good.
There's something missing there altogether with just the ripping on the fans. And obviously we all know The Rock has played zero part in this, so that's got everybody screwed up. Now at least they are sticking our truth in there, so they definitely knew people wanted to see something happen, and they didn't want to just blow it off one night. They're actually going to build that into something where he's going to beat up his best friend or his hero or whatever. So
it's just we
are getting that.
Bailey and Lynch are feuding over this. Well, what the hell does Charlotte do now? You got to write stories for all these people.
Well, she's hanging out with Alexa now, apparently.
Yeah, and you're doing it 3 times a week, at least, man. Right. At least on these. So, I don't know. It's just a lot of wrestling. I hope some of this gets, because they got the players, Ryan. I'm just not really big on a lot of the stories going on right now.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah.
All right, Nick. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate all you guys for watching. If you could please hit like, please hit subscribe, give us a follow. That would be great. Tell your friends, share it, and give us your comment in the comments below. Appreciate it. We'll be back with more content coming your way. Stay tuned right here on the Job Guys Network. Job Guys, out.
You smell something, it's us, because we're the stuff.